Gaming's largest lobbying group says Orange Man's tariffs would negatively impact hundreds of millions of Americans and do serious damage to the video game industry. Dude, I already support this. You don't got to sell it on me, or you don't got to sell me on it. And plus, I love how the game industry is trying to use gamers as a shield now. It's like, no. You guys haven't been giving us anything we wanted for ages. We want you out of the way. Shoo. Yeah, so they go from shitting on us to pretty much using us as a shield when it's convenient. As a gamer, I'll tell you now, no, this ain't at least in terms of the game industry, it's not going to negatively impact us at all. Yeah, these tariffs might negatively impact us in other unrelated ways, but not when it comes to gaming. The U.S. government is set to launch massive sweeping trade war against Canada, Mexico, and China tomorrow, though Mexico earlier today has given a 1-month reprieve, which has the potential to throw international economies into chaos, destabilize world security, and make video games more expensive. Oh, this is what they're doing. Ah, man, you guys figured it out too, didn't you? Oh man, they've been how they've been agitating GTA 6 devs, Rockstar, to make GTA 6 be at least $100, so they can set the precedent and they can all make their games more expensive. I see. Now they're gonna make games more expensive and then try to blame Orange Man for it. Well, we didn't want to make games $100, but the tariffs forced our hand. They really think we're stupid. They think we're not going to catch on to this. Well, you know what? I'm not going to buy any of your shit anyway, so you guys can do whatever you want. In response, the ESA, a trade group representing video game publishers in the U.S., has issued a statement saying the move is likely to do serious harm to the game industry and gamers alike. No, maybe the AAA industry, but gamers will be fine. So video games are one of the most popular and beloved forms of entertainment for Americans of all ages. Tariffs on video game devices and related products would negatively impact hundreds of millions of Americans and would harm the industry's significant contributions to the U.S. economy. We look forward to working with the administration and Congress to find ways to sustain economic growth supported by our sector. Wait. How, though? So are they low-key admitting that most of their video game devices and related products come from Mexico or Canada? Or is it China that they're hinting at here? I don't know. Either way, man, this sounds like a you problem to me. I'm not going to worry about it. Video games themselves are largely distributed digitally these days, especially on the PC, so are mostly exempt from the tariffs. But video game hardware, the PCs, consoles, and peripherals we use to play those games is not. And the impact on those prices could be significant. We said last week if Orange Man falls through in his threat to place tariffs possibly as high as 100% on chips coming from Taiwan, and the RTX 5090 for $2,000 will seem cheap in the aftermath. Nah, man, no one needs this shit, man. Come on. A 1080 Ti is still good enough. So even lower rate, like 25% planned tariffs on products originating from Canada and Mexico would result in a serious bump. Orange Man said when he announced the proposed tariffs on upcoming chips that manufacturers like NVIDIA and AMD are not going to want to pay a 25, 50, or 100% tax. But in reality is they won't. They'll just attach the increased cost of the to the product price and let the consumers eat it. Yeah, the thing though, they will do that. That is correct. But how many of these consumers will then just decide, yeah, I'd rather just get a 3080 instead? So there's a lot of money on the table. The ESA said in January the total video game sales hit 58.7 billion in current year -1. Most of that was video game content, but hardware and console sales accounted for 4.9 billion, down from 6.5 in current year -2, while access sales grew from 3 to 3.2 billion. What happens in the current environment is anyone's guess. Well, you don't have to worry about the console segment of that. That's fine. Even if the tariffs are eventually walked back, the uncertainty left in their wake will certainly have a chilling effect on the industry. So are they also setting it up to so they could blame the tariffs when all these corpos are going out of business? Like when EA is going bankrupt, are they going to blame some fucking trade wars and tariffs for that? My initial current year outlook for U.S. video game industry consumer spending without tariffs and trade wars was $61.5 billion, up 4.8% compared to current year -2. Circana, formerly MPD executive Matt Piscatella, said on Blue Sky. Oh, if it's on Blue Sky, then yeah, you could probably take it with a grain of salt. Going to have to reassess if and when we ever get clarity on the madness that is the situation right now. Think about this for a second. If they're expecting the game industry to grow by billions of dollars, why is every major AAA company either completely folding or having mass layoffs? Is that what you do when you expect massive growth in the coming year? Maybe we're living in opposite world. Who knows? Unfortunately, the ESA said nothing about how exactly proposes to address the problem. It won't. Now, the only reason they're even addressing it is so they can then point to Orange Man and blame him for them taking games up to $100. Now, perhaps because there is no addressing it, along with launching military action against Mexico, annexing Greenland, and denying the existence of Transformers, initiating a trade war with the rest of the planet is one of the Orange Man administration's tentpole ideas. And given their lack of rational justification for it, seems unlikely that rational responses are going to add up to much. Ironically, just hours before the tariffs were to start, Orange Man changed his mind temporarily, at least in positive information for 30 days. The ESA declined to comment. Yeah, this guy is a legit regard. He's got no... You want to know why Orange Man paused the tariffs? Because both Mexico and Canada folded and said they'd give him what he wants. Notice they conveniently left that out. There's so much coping and seething about Orange Man. You know what's really going on? I got the perfect meme for this. Right here, man. Look at the screen. I know all of you are gaming or wanking or something, but this cycle is basically what's going on right now. Yeah, Hearthstone Corpora's $150 games. You know, I am in full favor of them doing it. Like, they got my full support. If the AAA game industry wants to charge $1,000 for games, please do. Be my guest. Bankrupt yourselves faster. It's what I want. Hey, why not also put in like $100,000 of microtransactions after the $1,000 initial entry fee? Why don't you do that too? Oh, don't forget to fill the game with paywalls too, that you literally can't progress unless you dump money in. Go ahead. I'm not going to stop you guys, man. In fact, I'll cheer you on. Yeah, what they say, never interrupt your enemy when he's making a mistake. I think if he's making a mistake, you got to encourage him.